After supposedly losing his coveted billionaire status, Kanye West is remaining hush-hush. However, we all know the media doesn't answer him. After self-destructing his connection with German sportswear company Adidas, a move that reportedly incurred a $1.5 billion hole in his net worth, Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, is remaining remarkably silent. However, Kanye's future appears to be very questionable considering he has lost quite a lot of business deals and doesn't seem to be having a financial standing in the long run. As businesses proceed to cut relations with the rapper in the wake of his anti-Semitic rants, Kanye West claimed he lost $2 billion in a single day. The 45-year-old rapper recently joined Instagram after having his account disabled earlier this month as a result of his slew of alarming posts. As he penned a love letter to Hollywood super agent Ari Emanuel, who had demanded that West be released by all big brands, West, also legally known as Ye, addressed the criticism and stated that money is not who I am. In a post captioned love speech, Kanye penned, "Ari Emanuel, I lost $2 billion in one day and I'm still alive. This is a love speech. I still love you. God still loves you. Money is not who I am. The people are who I am." So, what did Ari exactly say? Endeavor co-CEO Emanuel went on to say in an opinion piece with Financial Times that there should be no tolerance anywhere for West's anti-Semitism, and urged companies to halt any collaborations and work with the designer. Apple and Spotify, which host West's music, whoever organizes West's tours, and Adidas, which collaborates with West on his fashion line, should all stop working with him, stated Emanuel, essentially calling for blacklisting of the rapper. On the other hand, after tweeting that he wants to DEFCON 3 on Jews, Kanye West's Twitter account was suspended. But just a few days ago, before Elon Musk took control of the platform and sacked the senior executives, Ye's account was restored. After the scandal went viral, almost all of Kanye's business associates, including his management group, footwear and clothing companies, etc., dissolved their relationships. Moreover, the controversial musician has also mentioned that he has lost mortgages and contracts for sports, music, and movies in an Instagram post a while back. According to Kanye, he was being beaten mercilessly with no one taking responsibility. He said in the caption that unknown powers were attempting to end his life as a result of a tweet, confirming his suspicions. Wait, what? So where does Kanye's future stand with respect to his financial standings? If businesses reject the rapper and industry leaders criticize him, which is the case, Kanye West may be only a few months away from financial ruin. Although he has a lot of money, he also has fixed costs, so if he can't figure out a way to change things around soon, he can run into difficulties. The 45-year-old has 5 sources of income, according to sources acquainted with his finances, and 4 of them have been entirely shut off or seriously harmed as a result of his anti-Semitic outburst and support for white nationalists. Page 6 claims that in recent years, in addition to his music, West has profited from his significant business partnerships with Adidas and Gap, but now they are also out of the picture. Additionally, Adidas, who is the true source of Kanye's immense riches, declared earlier this week that it will stop making payments to him once the Yeezy footwear deal with him expires. It will be challenging, according to sources, to overturn that choice because his anti-Semitic threats and the time he played porn for Adidas executives means they can play hardball, as an insider told Page 6. The source further claims that Gap, which terminated their 2-year agreement with the rapper in September, owes him money for the Yeezy X Gap products he sold between the time of termination of the agreement and Tuesday, when he declared that he would remove his products from the shelves due to the most recent scandal. Regarding his performances, which should be the simplest kind of income for a celebrity like West and a dependable source of money, the rapper was scheduled to perform at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on November 4th. However, the venue canceled it, and insiders say he doesn't have any more bookings. Moreover, West already has an album recorded, but there isn't a deal in place to release it just yet. Whereas in 2021, his agreement with the Def Jam label came to an end. The album, however, won't likely succeed as much as past albums, but it will probably still be a lifesaver, according to a source close to Kanye. That being said, the rapper also makes $5 million a year, but as his advisory was noted, that is only enough to pay his jet's gas bill. His team has been unsuccessful in selling his $135 million catalog in the meanwhile. And last year he purchased a $57 million mansion in Malibu that he's currently renovating. But stating the obvious, of course, his current financial issues appear to be jeopardizing the enterprise. Even though he owns other residences as well, many of them appear to be mortgaged. West also has a history of financial difficulties. Remember when he disclosed in 2016 that he owed $54 million in personal debt, which was allegedly brought on by his repeated failures to develop a fashion line and his extravagant spending habits. That being said and done, let's just talk about why this might be happening though. The rapper who succeeded in almost everything that he's done so far, why is he deliberately letting go of the enterprise that he once struggled to build? Some people thought Kanye West was experiencing a manic episode when he said earlier this month that he intended to run for president in the 2018 election and that he wanted the White House to resemble Wakanda from the film Black Panther. Regardless of the matter of where one may go on a spectrum of sympathy for the 43-year-old rapper, it appears that the public has been privy to West's manic episodes and has, as a result, formed an opinion that may or may not be based on the actions of a person who's experiencing a significant mental health crisis. Some contend that a manic episode, whether widely reported or not, does offer a potential context for his bad behavior, even though it does not constitute permission to be abusive or an escape from responsibility. So this raises the question of how to deal with the current stigma associated with mental health in the Black community, and where to draw the line between using social media as a tool to connect and using it as a voyeuristic cattle prod that shields judgment and bias. Although many people understand West's present mental health issues, they also contend that he has to be held responsible for his acts and the distribution of false information. Particularly given his enormous platform and visibility, some people were quite offended by West's treatment of Mars and his downplaying of Harriet Tubman's significant contribution to American history because Black women have a long history of experiencing verbal and physical assault. Although it's no excuse for his actions, Kanye West has long battled mental illness, and West received a formal diagnosis of bipolar disorder 1 year after being placed on involuntary psychiatric hold in 2016. In 2018, Kanye revealed his diagnosis on his album Ye and discussed his experiences with the disease and manic episodes on David Letterman. West has opened up saying, "When you're in this state, you're hyper-paranoid about everything. Everything's a conspiracy. You feel the government is putting chips in your head, and you feel you're being recorded. You feel all these things. But what is mental illness, and why is it frequently connected to artists?" Well, to answer that, extreme mood fluctuations are a hallmark of bipolar illness, formerly described as manic sadness. On the one hand, patients go through extremely high episodes of mania, during which they feel energized, euphoric, and capable of making risky choices. They occasionally also go through delusions. According to Andrew Nierenberg, a professor of psychiatry at Harvard, they're almost incapable of having any restraints at all, which means that they're capable of blowing their whole life savings in a single day. Additionally, according to Timothy Sullivan, the chair of psychiatry at Staten Island University Hospital, there can also be significant diversity among patients. Some people tend to be more depressive and infrequently manic, while others are the opposite. As a result, diagnoses frequently take years to make, and a patient can have the wrong diagnosis if they have solely had depression up to this point. As for Kanye, his financial standing, including his overall well-being, is really in his and entirely in his hands at the moment, as his now ex-wife wants to remain separated from all of his ongoing issues of his. Moreover, his father, who enjoys a good relationship with his son, still hasn't shown up or commented on the rapper's mental struggles. And as for his mother, who passed away a few years back, Donda would have been a great caretaker for him, considering she was quite invested in her son. That's all for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye!